Hi, welcome to YOGATX. Welcome to our Wednesday flow. My name is Nicole. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's flow is inspired by Ananda. Ananda is a Sanskrit word and means joy or bliss. So today is really about having fun on your mat, enjoy being in your body, enjoy flowing with your body, and just releasing any expectations about how yoga postures have to look like. It's literally just have some fun flowing. So when you're ready, and if that sounds good to you, come and join me on your mat. Today we get started in a wide-legged child's pose. So come to the back end of your mat. Bring your knees apart from each other, open up your knees, bring the big toes together, sit back onto your heels, and then start to lower the torso down towards the floor in between your knees. Your arms are reaching forward towards the top of the mat, palms are facing down. Try to connect the forehead to the floor. Close your eyes and just take a few cycles of breath. Arriving in your body, arriving on your mat. Getting ready for your practice, getting ready for some fun. Feel free to keep your eyes closed for our first movements or open them whenever you feel like it. Start to walk your hands over to the right. Keep your hands in alignment with your shoulders. Connect the forehead to the floor. It's a nice opening stretch for the left side of your body. If you feel you have a little bit more depth, simply place your left hand on top of your right and connect the forehead back to the floor. With your inhale, find length in your spine. With your exhale, release the torso to the floor. 3 more cycles of breath. And with each exhale, try to come a little bit closer with your torso towards the floor. Last cycle of breath. Walk your hands over all the way to the left. Connect the forehead to the floor. If you feel like you have more depth, place the right hand on top of the left. Inhale, breathe into the back of your body. And with your exhale, release the torso towards the floor. And 1 more cycle of breath. Walk your hands back to center. Your hands are pointing towards the top of the mat and your hands are in alignment with your shoulders. 1 more cycle of breath. With your next inhale, rise up onto your fingertips, come to your spider hands. And with your exhale, release the torso to the floor. This gives you an extended stretch for your shoulders. You should feel an opening in your chest. Last cycle of breath. Release, bring the hands down, press your palms into the floor, rise up with the torso. Bring your hips up and come into all fours, tabletop position. Your hands are underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers wide like a starfish. Press the fingers, your hands into the floor. Keep your knees hip-width apart and your hips are stacked on top of your knees. We're going to start with a few rounds of cats and cows, but today we'll go for moving cats and cows. Again, you can close your eyes and just try and connect with your body. See which movement your body craves, whether this is circles, maybe this is regular cats and cows. Just be curious, find out, follow that natural movement within. Be playful with your body, stretching out to all sides you wish. Come back to stillness in your tabletop. Claw your paws, tuck the toes, push through the hands, lengthen the legs, rise up into downward facing dog. Pedal it out with your feet, walk out your dog, give it a few steps. Feel free to bring some movement into your hips if this feels good to you. Find stillness in your down dog. Gently bend the knees, the tailbone points up towards the sky. Push through the hands, make sure you don't have any weight on your wrists. With your next inhale, rise up onto the tiptoes. With your exhale, lower the heels and the hips over to the left. Bend into the knees, knees point to the right corner of the mat. Inhale, rise up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, lower the heels and the hips over to the right. Bend into the knees, knees point to the left corner of the mat. Inhale, rise onto the tiptoes. And with your exhale, release the heels and the sternum towards the floor. 2 more cycles of breath. Push through the hands. Feel that nice lengthening in your spine. And then step the right foot forward to the outside of your right hand, followed by the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Sink your hips low, come into Malasana, gently rocking your body weight right to left. Keeping the hips low, expand the crown of your head towards the sky. Press the left hand into the floor, inhale the right arm up. Let your gaze follow, open up your chest. Exhale, release the right hand down. Inhale the left arm up, gaze follows. Exhale, release the left hand down to the floor. Push the floor away with your hands, lengthen your legs. Heel toe the feet together, come into a standing forward fold. Feel free to have a gentle bend in your knees. Press all 4 corners of your feet into the floor. Bring your hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Extend the arms out long with your inhale. And allow your hands to drop over your head. You're lengthening your hamstrings, you're working into your shoulders. 2 more cycles of breath. Press your feet into the floor, bend into the knees, rise up into standing cobra. Expand the arms towards the floor, open up your chest, lift the gaze towards the sky. Open up your heart to joy, to bliss. Inhale, bring the arms up over your head. Exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. We take 2 cycles of breath. Make sure that all 4 corners of your feet are grounded into the floor. Gently tuck the tailbone, draw the lower belly towards the spine. Feel that activation in your core. And drop the shoulders away from the ears. With your next inhale, sweep the arms up, high mountain pose. Exhale, release into standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step both feet back, come into high plank pose. Press the heels towards the back of the mat. Tuck the tailbone, draw the lower belly towards the spine. Reach forward through the crown of your head. Take 1 more inhale. With your exhale, knees, chest, chin, untuck the toes. Bring the forehead down to the floor. Hug the elbows towards the torso. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders. With your next inhale, push the floor away. Rise up into cobra pose. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, release into your exhale, release your forehead down to the floor. Push the floor away with your hands, come up into tabletop. Sit back into child's pose. Claw your paws, tuck the toes. Push through the hands, lengthen the legs, release into downward facing dog. Give it a couple of steps, walk out your dog. find stillness in your down dog. Push through the hands. Keep your ears in alignment with your upper arms. With your next inhale, rise up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, bend into the knees and start to walk to the top of the mat. Come back to our standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms over your head, high mountain pose. Exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. We take 2 more cycles of breath. Check in with your alignment. With your next inhale, bend into the knees, sweep the hands over the floor, come into chair pose. Press all 4 corners of your feet into the floor. Sink low with your hips, elevate your chest. Take 1 more inhale, find length in your spine. And with your exhale, release into standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Step both feet back, come back into high plank pose. Tuck the tailbone, draw the lower belly towards the spine, push the floor away with your hands. Take 1 more inhale. With your exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, down to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog, drop the shoulders away from the ears. With your exhale, push the floor away, lift these hips up, come back into downward facing dog. Release the heels and the sternum towards the floor. Gonna start with the left side. With your next inhale, lift up your left leg, 3-legged dog. Keep your hips squared, keep the shoulders squared. And with your exhale, step the left foot forward in between your hands. Pivot the back foot to a 90-degree ankle. Press your feet into the floor. When you're ready, root to rise up with the torso into warrior 2. Take a moment to adjust your heels. It's either heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Make sure that your left knee is stacked on top of your left ankle. Your feet are pressing actively into the floor. Draw the lower belly towards the spine, open up your chest and drop the shoulders away from the ears. Reach forward with the left hand, flip the left palm, come into reverse warrior, lengthening the left side of your body. Your gaze is up towards the sky. We take 1 more cycle of breath. Inhale, rise back to your warrior 2. See if you can sink a little bit lower with your hips. The lower you sink, the more you will feel the activation in your left thigh. 1 more cycle of breath. With your inhale, lengthen your left leg. Reach forward with your left hand. With your exhale, lower the left hand down to either kind of like your shin, your ankle, or all the way down to the floor. Your gaze is either down to the left hand, or if you're stable enough, you lift the gaze up towards the sky. Come into our triangle pose, Trikonasana. Actively press your feet into the floor. Keep your arms in one line. Open up your chest. We take 1 more cycle of breath. And then imagine someone pulling you up on your right hand, your right fingers, all the way towards the sky. And then bend into your left knee, come back into our warrior 2 on the left. Pop the right heel, transition into high crescent lunge. Squeeze the thighs towards the midline, draw the lower belly towards the spine, find length through the sides of your body. Sink low with your hips. Take 1 more inhale. With your exhale, release the hands down. Frame your left foot and step the left foot back. Release into downward facing dog. We take 2 cycles of breath. Gently bend the knees. Tailbone points up towards the sky. Get ready for the right side. With your next inhale, lift up your right leg, 3-legged dog. Keep your hips squared. Keep your shoulders squared. With your exhale, step the right foot forward in between your hands. Pivot the back foot to a 90-degree ankle. Press your feet into the floor. Root to rise with the torso into warrior 2. Sink low with your hips. Press your feet into the floor. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Reach forward with the right hand. Flip the right palm. Come into reverse warrior. Lengthening the right side of your body. Take one more cycle of breath. With your inhale, come back into your warrior two. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Start to lengthen your right leg. Press your feet into the floor. Reach forward with the right hand. Start to lower the right hand down to the floor. For this side, I usually go for my ankle. Your gaze is down to the floor for more stability. If you feel stable, take this to the next level. Let's play. Lift the gaze up towards your left hand. Keep your arms in one line. Press your feet into the floor for your stability. Last cycle of breath. And with your next inhale, it's like someone is pulling your left hand up. Bend into the right knee, sink low with your hips. Warrior two on your right. Pop the left heel, transition into high crescent lunge. Square up your hips. Right hip is pulling back, left hip is pulling forward. Take an inhale, find length to the sides of your body. With your exhale, release the hands down. Frame your right foot. Step the right leg back. Downward facing dog. Give it a couple of steps. Move these hips right to left. Push through the hands, feel that lengthening in your spine. With your next inhale, rise up onto the tiptoes. With your exhale, bend into the knees. Start walking to the top of the mat. Come into standing forward fold. Keep your feet hip-width apart. Make sure that all four corners of your feet are grounded into the floor. Try your best to hinge from the hips. Bend into the knees, sweep the hands over the floor, rise up with the torso into chair pose. Squeeze the outer shins towards the midline. Draw the lower belly towards the spine. Take one more inhale, find length in your spine. And with your exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. And then, with your next inhale, rise up onto the tiptoes and start to balance down. Bring your hips down to your heels. See if it gets a little bit too difficult, maybe try and give it a smile and see how that changes your energy. Take your time coming down. Ooh, there we go. And then move down, bring the hands down, sit down, scoot back a little bit so you're in the middle of your mat. Your toes point towards the top of the mat. Bring your hands onto your knees. With your inhale, expand the crown of your head towards the sky. Open up your chest. And with your exhale, lower the torso down, each vertebra at a time. Release the shoulders and your head down to the floor. Bring the arms parallel to either side of your body, palms facing down. Walk your heels closer towards your sits bones. We'll set up for bridge pose. Press your arms, your hands into the floor and press your feet into the floor. With your next inhale, lift these hips up. Activate your glutes. Activate your thighs. Press your arms, your hands, your feet, and also the back of your head into the floor. We try 2 more cycles of breath. You got this. Stay with me. Last cycle of breath. And with your exhale, slowly take your time. Lower down your hips towards the floor. Walk your feet to the outside of the mat and just allow the knees to gently drop together. We'll give you a nice release in your lower back. Take 2 more cycles of breath. And then hug your knees into the chest, gently rocking right to left. And then bring your knees together. Extend your arms into a T-shaped position. Palms are facing towards the sky. With your next exhale, lower the knees over to the right. Come into a gentle twist. Keep your gaze up towards the sky. Relax your shoulders. Relax your abdominal muscles. Allowing your heart rate to slow down. 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale, come back to center. And with your exhale, lower the knees over to the left. Relax your shoulders, relax the abdominals. Keep your gaze towards the sky. 2 more cycles of breath. With your next inhale, bring the knees back to center. Hug them into your chest one last time. Rock right to left. And then get ready for Savasana. Extend your legs out long. And allow your feet to gently drop down to either side. Bring your arms heavy either side of your body with the palms facing towards the sky. Bring your head in alignment with your spine. Close your eyes and connect with your breath. With each exhale, set an intention to let go. Let go of any tension you're holding in your body. Let go of any tension in your face. And clench your jaw. And allow your shoulders to become super heavy and melt into the floor. The heavier your shoulders become, the more your heart will open up. Let's move this relaxation further down into your legs, your calves, your feet, and your toes. Release and let go. Connecting with that stillness inside of you. Connecting with peace and joy. You can always stay longer in Savasana. It's always a good choice. Otherwise, join me and bring back some movement into your feet. Wiggle your toes, your fingers. Maybe draw some circles with your ankles and your wrists. If you feel like a morning stretch, extend the arms out long over your head. Give it a nice little stretch. Bend into your knees. Connect the soles of your feet to the floor. And then roll over to either the right or the left side, whichever feels more natural and comfortable to you today. Come to our fetal position. Take your time. When you're ready, keep your eyes closed and your gaze low. Slowly make your way up into easy cross-leg position. Bring your hands onto the knees, root the sits bones into the floor. Move your heart and your skull over your pelvis. Find length in your spine. With your next inhale, sweep the arms up over your head. And with your exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. Keep in mind that you're always in control of your body. and your mind. And it's always your choice how you react to anything that life brings into your way. Drop your chin down to your chest, bow to your heart and to your practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I very much appreciate your time and your space. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Take care. Hopefully see you soon. Bye bye.